Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this week's impromptu special episode of the Four Corners Podcast. Well, today it is the Three Corners Podcast because we are sans Ethan, but I am your host that butters the toast, John, and I'm joined by my beautiful co-host, Damien.
I wish Ethan was here and not you.
Oh, that hurts. Nick.
I like you more than Ethan, John.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Hi,
That's
Ethan.
not what you said yesterday.
Oh, yesterday. What did you say yesterday?
Nothing, I was
Well,
just
this
kidding.
is awkward. Let us not talk about awkward things, and let us talk about the absolute glory that was WrestleMania 33. Gentlemen, before we go into this match by match, let me just hear your overall initial kind of thoughts now that we've had a day to kind of go over it. Damien, what do you think?
Well, I was thinking WrestleMania 32 was good. It was one of the best WrestleManias that I've watched in a long time. But I thought WrestleMania 33 and all was pretty well done. And also, like, the matches building up to, or just the storylines building up just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But they took what little they had and made it into a fantastic show. And I'm really excited for what they have in store for us tonight and on Tuesday night. And let's just hope the future is great.
What do you think?
I thought it was a really good show, really full show. It was weird for WrestleMania. Usually you have the backstage skits with the legends and The Rock and Mean Gene and all that going on, but it was just match. And I kind of liked that for a change because it was just focus on the storylines at hand.
Right. And I think with this one, with last year's WrestleMania, it just felt like another pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. And this year's Mania felt like a Mania. Yeah,
it had that big fight feel for every match. It was like this was the culmination.
And going back to what you said, there were like maybe 2 or 3 of these matches that going into it I was excited for, and the rest I was like,
yeah,
because the way they built it, the way they hyped it up, and I don't know how in the world they did it, but I don't think there wasn't a bad match on this card.
No,
not at all. So let's jump right into it. I'm gonna try and go in order of what happened. Just looking at a scorecard. Mm-hmm. So we start with the Cruiserweight Championship match, which arguably should have been on the main show.
Should have been, but it's a good crowd warmer too. So.
Good crowd, yeah, good way to start it off.
I thought the crowd really enjoyed it too.
Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. Neville comes out with the big win. First WrestleMania for both of them. First WrestleMania for the Cruiserweights in the
since 2004 is the first time it's been defended. Yeah.
So Neville wins by pin. What do you guys think? Any thoughts in particular?
It was a great match. I'm not going to deny
I know that you're biased though.
Why did Aries have to lose?
I had Aries winning too, and I just really thought if anyone was going to beat Neville, it was going to be Austin Aries. But maybe.
But do you think it's the time for? Because what Neville has done for the Cruiserweight Championship, like he needed the WrestleMania win.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was the time to change the title, but if not now, then when? Because if Aries can't beat
SummerSlam,
is Jack Gallagher going to take out his umbrella? And
I could see Aries coming back. Like I would love to see Aries as Cruiserweight champion.
I want to see a full-fledged series from now for 6 months.
Or have the what we've been talking about, the ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship. That would be hot.
That would get the division over fast.
Yeah, too. And that would be that's a good way to get an entire division over. Mm-hmm. So, Damien, any particular thoughts on this match?
Not really, but like you said, I think it should have been on the main card, but it really felt like the crowd enjoyed it. They were doing some acrobatic stuff, and there was a lot of aerial moves, which was on that scorecard we did.
Yeah.
But just they're both great, and
we need to mention that German suplex that Aries took, where he looked like he literally died.
He
landed on the top of his head. Dude.
I don't know if that hurt him at all, but like it looked like it did. It
looked brutal, so I liked it. It was cool.
I mean, it was cool.
When I kind of like how they threw in like the heel of Neville and how he started like gouging at the eye of Aries.
Yes, there was a lot of character development in that match.
Aries did not look weak at all from that loss.
No, and I think that's a good thing. Like,
the eye.
Yeah, absolutely.
Neville looked pretty strong.
Absolutely. So then we jump right into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. with Mojo Rawley taking the win. I should have put him down as my scorecard.
You ain't hype enough, John.
I'm not hype. I love the guy though. He eliminated Jinder, right?
Sure did.
Jinder.
Last one in the match was
Jinder Mahal was the. At least Killian Dame or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
I can't. I can only think of him as Big Dame.
The sanity guy.
Yeah, he's the sanity guy.
Yeah.
He got a big push.
Yeah,
Oh, and the crowd was into
They
him.
were
he
really.
looked wicked good too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
So favorites in that match, Braun Strowman obviously was the.
What was the deal with Braun and Big Show?
They
I don't know.
They were built up as the biggest threats in the match and gone in the first 2 minutes.
I mean, to be fair, Braun didn't look weak because he had
30 guys
He had
throwing him
30
out,
guys
yeah.
taking him out.
100%.
But Big Show just Braun by himself took him out.
That's a theme of this WrestleMania is putting over the young guys, I think. So.
Right. Luke Harper was in the match. He looked pretty good,
Unannounced.
Unannounced,
That was
yeah.
unannounced.
I don't know if I like that very much, but
I don't know.
we had interference in the match.
It wasn't
Rob
it.
Gronkowski.
Yeah. Rob Gronkowski with Jinder Mahal. Why is he getting everything? Jinder Mahal comes out and takes his water and drinks it, I think.
Yeah, and
Just
he
kind of
threw
stares at him.
Threw it in his face.
Threw it in his face. Yeah, he comes out and gave him a vicious tackle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you could play linebacker.
He's a big boy, so I don't know. Anything else to add?
It was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a good time. I got 0 points.
That's
out of
something that
but-
can get Mojo over too, is to have that mainstream connection.
and I was saying it last week. I was going back.
I was saying last week
yeah.
too. This is the beginning of the year of Mojo.
I like it though. I like Mojo.
I don't love Mojo, but I don't dislike him.
He
either.
definitely looked good. Like throughout that
Oh,
entire
yeah.
match, he looked good.
Oh yeah.
looked
I see big things in the next year.
So then the last kickoff match, which was a shock, I think.
Yeah, I'm still a little salty about that one.
Yeah, a little salty. So they bumped the SmackDown 6-pack women's championship match, understandably later on in the show because of Naomi's glow gimmick, moving the IC title, one of the most prestigious titles in all of WWE history, to the pre-show. And honestly, not that good of a match, in my personal opinion.
I liked it a lot.
I enjoyed it.
Especially the finish was really nicely done. Good.
I felt it could have been better. Honestly, I felt like
that
they were
it
probably...
should have been a no DQ.
Yeah, it should have
Yeah.
been a no DQ, and I think it would have been a lot better of a match if it would have remained on the main card.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure they probably just told him that day, like, hey, we're going to bump you to
sure
the
seemed like it
pre-show.
too,
Yeah. I mean, Dean Ambrose
Love him.
defeated
He's
Baron
the
Corbin, which was personally a shock to me. I mean, I thought Baron Corbin, with everything that he has done in the past couple of pay-per-views, I thought they were really going to push him. And then he's beaten up Dean every SmackDown that they've been a part of, and then loses.
Yeah, I'm curious where he goes from here. Is he gonna try to challenge again, or he doesn't get a rematch? That's it for him, unless he pulls out something else.
And he was already in the WWE Championship
Yeah.
scene. Then he gets bumped down to the IC title scene, loses there. Like,
Which it's after WrestleMania now, so it's a whole
Right.
new season of
Right.
WWE. So anything could happen.
and we'll see if they're
Never
going to
know.
have a draft. Maybe he goes to Raw.
Yeah, you
That'd
never
be
know
pretty cool.
Could
this.
challenge for the U.S. Championship,
Honestly,
maybe.
How about Baron Corbin versus Luke Harper? That'd be an incredible
That would
feud
be
too.
cool. That would be cool. Yeah. So that was the kickoff. I thought it was a pretty good kickoff show in
Yeah.
general.
It was good.
It flew by.
It did fly by, yeah, because
Usually
we were
those
shocked at that,
pre-shows
that 2 hour.
slow.
Yeah,
at the
yeah, I
bottom
know.
right corner.
Yeah.
But it flew right by.
So then what was the first actual match? It was AJ Styles and
AJ.
Shane McMahon. Wow.
Wow.
Dude,
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I have to say. Wow.
If you would have told me that would probably be one of my favorite matches of the night, I would have laughed in your face. I obviously love AJ. I've always liked Shane, but I was just like, Shane is an old man, and his gimmick is he goes into WrestleMania in either no DQ situations or like a Hell in a Cell where he can jump off something and show that he can kill himself in the ring. And he didn't have to do that.
He looked great.
He looked good. I mean, he had the coast to coast spot, but that's his thing. Like,
And even before that, they were doing some chain wrestling, and
Yeah.
he was doing some submission holds we'd never seen from him, and it was really cool to see.
And Shane didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was really worried
thank
that was going to
God.
happen.
He pulled out that shooting star press. Good Lord.
I'm really glad that AJ got his first win at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Much deserved.
Yeah, he was the
over,
champion,
too.
and people were.
They have to turn him
cheering.
face.
Any
They
casual
have
fan would
to.
have thought that he was
You
the
can't
babyface.
stay a heel like that.
No, the crowd loves AJ Styles. I think he's one of those guys that even if he's a heel, that the crowd will still love him no matter what.
Oh,
Kind of like
oh,
Dean
100%,
Ambrose, the crowd will
100%,
still love him.
100%.
It just goes back to the Stone Cold days where the Stone Cold was the heel, but everyone still loved him, even though that he was coming out there and beating the baby faces up.
And
Yeah.
at first, when I was thinking, I was like, well, if AJ wins this match, this will be his first Mania win, but it'll be against Shane McMahon. And like, ooh, Shane McMahon. But now it's like, ooh,
Shane McMahon.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Definitely.
Do you guys think Shane McMahon's going to wrestle in the next Mania?
Oh, maybe.
As long as his body will let him, yeah.
But I loved this match way better than Taker and Shane because I just
Yeah.
felt like there's AJ's and Shane McMahon's styles just go
That's
hand
true.
in
Yeah,
hand.
really
They
well.
just
That's true.
Yeah.
they just can have a really great match, and I think that Shane will probably wrestle next year, maybe. But I'm not going to bet any
If not
pizza on
before
that.
that, SummerSlam Survivor Series. You never know.
So the next match on the card, which should have been higher up, was the United States Championship match. Kevin Owens defeating Chris Jericho, his ex-best friend. Great match.
Great match.
I mean, I
We're
feel like
gonna
I'm
say that a lot.
I was gonna say that a lot, but great. There was so much good storytelling,
Yes.
so much disrespect between the two. Kevin Owens slapping him around, yelling at one point, "You were never my friend." Like,
heartbreaking.
it stung. It stung, but.
And just the ring psychology was great. With the finger on the ropes was just
yes.
genius by him.
And then Tyler brought up a good point. One of our friends, Tyler, if you remember back to the Festival of Friendships, the painting,
Yeah,
just
the
the
creation of
fingertips.
Kevin.
Yep.
So
yeah, it was like a callback to the creation of Kevin painting with the finger on the rope there. I thought it was really cool. And then the finish was really good too.
Yes.
The apron powerbomb is protected.
Yeah.
Very protected.
Well,
As
it's the
it
hardest
should
part of
be.
the ring.
Is it? I think I heard that once. I don't know.
Also, to go back to Chris Jericho's entrance, the scarf that he was wearing, that it
big,
lit up.
The big list of Jericho.
The big old list.
Perfect.
And they brought the countdown back for WrestleMania.
yes. Oh my gosh.
It's a nostalgia act. It's great.
Can we talk about that ramp? That
You mean the
football
football
field.
field?
Yeah, that football field long ramp. I mean, at first I was like, oh yeah, it's long. That's cool. And then they started doing like the LED stuff with it. I was like, oh,
was cool.
hot. Like Seth Rollins was probably my favorite of like use of that.
Randy's was pretty cool with that snake coming down.
I mean, that was cool and all. It just wasn't like, it just didn't seem fluid. Like
Yeah.
the snake didn't seem fluid.
It would like pause. And
Yeah.
go, but-
But Seth
Rollins was
Rollins
pretty cool.
Well, Seth Rollins like went all the way down, and then the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the ring went up too. So
it felt like a final boss fight with
Yeah.
Seth
It did,
Rollins.
it
was like he
did.
lit the torch and it just went all the way to the
did.
ring and flew up. And it
well, we'll
was
get to that.
Wicked.
We'll get to their match. And then we had surprisingly the Raw Women's Championship.
I did not think that would be before the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I didn't think the SmackDown Women's Championship was going to be the second main event. Like,
Yeah.
But we had the Raw Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way. Bailey winning it.
Yep.
Safe. I think it was a safe choice to have her win.
I like the finish, but why could that not have been the same story that they told last month with her beating Charlotte's
Right.
streak? Like, that's the exact story that we wanted to be the culmination of Mania. But instead, they just had her there was no tease of a turn or anything from Sasha. There was no
There was no
storyline development.
as much as they have been
match.
teasing a Sasha heel turn for the last couple weeks. It didn't happen.
I think they're going to save it for.
I was gonna say if they save
Raw.
it for Raw after Mania, but I felt like Mania was the perfect place to do it and have Sasha win. But Bailey was a safe choice. I'm not mad. Like Bailey's still champion. I love Bailey.
I mean, I'm kind of upset because I still wanted that like streak from a girl, but Bailey can continue to win. Maybe she'll get a streak
And
going.
the women's division on the Raw side at least, well, probably on both sides, but it still needs a shakeup. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same
That's
stuff.
kind
And
of
like,
running in place right now.
Yeah.
Well, there's
It's
only
not
4 of
bad,
them
but it's
that
I know,
are there.
I know,
so-
and that's why they need to bring up some talent.
I think they might be. I saw a Snapchat of NXT woman today, and she said Raw on her Snapchat, but you never know. She could just be there, but you never know.
Yeah. Can we talk about how I was right when Nia got pinned first with a big pylon spot, like I said last week?
Yeah.
That's pretty
that
cool.
was a cool spot.
I loved it. It made it look good too.
Yeah. And it didn't make Nia look weak because you have 3 women on her. Like, you can't break out of that. Just, same thing with Braun Strowman being put out by every single
dudes.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a safe way to protect her if they do want to do something with her with the championship soon. I don't think she's ready for the championship, but it would be a shakeup, I guess.
But it was really cool to see Bayley, Charlotte, and Sasha team up because they're like getting along, and I mean. Maybe they're
Kinda
foreshadowing maybe a women's faction.
Yeah,
because they always like
the four horsewomen.
Yeah,
see resurgence.
Well, kind of like at Takeover with DIY and the Revival teaming up. That was cool.
That was.
Oh, I could gush over that. For
I know.
this podcast.
What a
if
match!
I wanted to.
What a match!
Goodness gracious.
So then, the next match was the Raw Tag Team Ladder match, and little preface. Ethan, the guy who's not here today, he was going to record all of our reactions, and so all 3 members go out there, or all 3 tag teams go out to the ring, and they're ready for the match to start, and then the New Day's music pops up, and they announce that there's it's a 4-way now, and we're all like, oh no.
I was nervous.
I was nervous too. And then
nervous.
Kofi started taking off his gear and started walking towards the ring, and I was like, I mean, okay, but and then the Hardy's Boys music hit. I still get goosebumps. I still have goosebumps right now thinking about
God,
it.
it was wild.
But yeah, Ethan uploaded that video of our reaction of the Hardy Boys. Uploaded it to YouTube, and as of right now, it has like 6,500 views out of nowhere.
What is our YouTube channel?
Our YouTube is should just be Four Corners Podcast. Yeah, just Four Corners Podcast.
Definitely
we got
go
30.
check it out.
We got 36 subscribers.
You get to see us 20+ dancing like a bunch of 10-year-olds.
Yeah, and the girl's just sitting
Hardy
there,
Boys.
you know.
Yeah, some of the comments read, the guys jumping up and down, giggling like girls, and the girls just sitting there.
I'll giggle like a girl any day for the Hardy Boys. Okay.
My favorite comment is, all I see is a bunch of geeky dudes in one room.
He's not wrong.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So enough about the video and about the actual match itself.
Great match.
Great match.
It was a little faster than I thought it would be, but
Yeah,
it was so good. Good stuff.
A lot of really good spots in there. Jeff Hardy from the
Jeffrey. Gosh, that's 2 ladder matches in 2 nights for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they lost the ROH
to the Young Bucks.
belts. Yep.
What in the world? Can you imagine?
Jumps from the 20-foot. I mean, he if he would have had a little bit more of that, he would have got Cesaro too, and it would have been cooler. But
Sheamus was the second one.
Oh, Sheamus.
It-
Oh yeah,
his
Cesaro
leg
did
just
take.
draped over
Yeah,
Sheamus.
Cesaro did
It still
take
looked
the.
cool,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah,
nice.
it was still cool.
Impactful.
Seeing the replays, you did see that he got a piece of him.
I was really surprised, however, that they won.
Yeah, I was telling Ethan, sitting beside me the whole time, I was like, as cool as this is, I really don't see them pulling it off. Like,
I thought for sure that they were going to put over Enzo and Cass at the very end.
and there
to make them
were,
look good.
while they weren't full 100% broken, there
Yeah.
were definitely shades.
Oh, yeah.
Well, because Michael Cole was like, things are about to be broken or something.
Yeah,
like that.
We didn't hear that when we were jumping up and down
Yeah,
screaming.
we were screaming.
Afterwards.
He said something. Mentioned that he still has the hair, like, not getting rid of that.
Well, Jeff just looks like he
Jeff
just
was
Jeff
from 2009
was
without the in 2009 did he have the face paint?
Yeah, it was towards the end of his run.
Yeah.
He had
But
the
like
face
he didn't have the face paint. He looked
No, he
good.
looked like-
yes,
old school
and
Jeff.
I don't know him obviously, but I am, because Jeffrey Nero Hardy is probably my favorite wrestler of all time. And that sounds ridiculous, but like I just always have been attracted to his personality and like his charisma.
Attractive.
Yes, it's very attractive.
Very attractive.
And to see him go through all the struggles that he went through, and now that he's 5 years sober and he's back in the WWE, that's all he wanted. Like him and Matt Hardy both.
Matt's in shape now.
Matt looks incredible.
He's got
out
a
there.
wife and a kid now.
I'm happy. Like,
They're like these mature adults.
and it's
now.
not
It's nice.
it's not nostalgia in the way that Goldberg is nostalgia either.
Yeah.
It's actually good.
It's like when you see Goldberg, it's like, okay, that was cool. But with Jeff Hardy, it's like, oh, I can't wait to see him face Cesaro in a one-on-one match. That's gonna be awesome. Or him versus Seth Rollins in a one-on-one match.
and like I'm excited for Raw tonight because of the Hardy Boys. Like
because their story, their character, you don't know what they're gonna go. Anything could happen with them.
I don't know. But yeah, Enzo and Big Cass look good. I thought they were gonna come out with the win. Good. Yeah, they did. They did all look good. The club didn't look nearly as like goofy as I thought they were going to be. Yeah. Good match.
Great stuff.
Good match. We're gonna say that a lot though. Still.
What are we at 3 now? 2
yeah, all of them. Then after that, it looks like it was the mixed tag team match.
Yep.
I don't want to say it was a bad match. It's just
it was very John Cena match.
Very John Cena. The Miz, incredible. I have never seen him. I thought he was on something, on some sort of drug, whether it was like ecstasy or something, because that boy was out there with so much charisma. I've never seen him with that much charisma before.
The crowd was loving it too.
And I think you made the comment about him like selling kind of like how Shawn sold with Hulk Hogan back at SummerSlam. SummerSlam 2004 or something like that. But he just looked really good. Had all the offense on John Cena. Beat him to a pulp, essentially. And then they do the John Cena thing.
You know? The women came in. And
they do the John Cena thing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we all agree that like it still could have worked with.
Should have worked.
It should have worked. Yeah. But, and I know that match was just a total Bellas promo, but they need to push the Miz to the stars because
he has to go somewhere from this.
He is
I've
El
never seen him
Fuego.
So over like that.
He is El Fuego.
As someone who was like the Miz,
yeah,
for
when
as
he was at the beginning of the match, standing on the turnbuckles.
Yeah,
the crowd was going nuts for him.
Can we talk about the crowd?
The crowd was awesome.
The crowd was
one of the
so
best
incredible.
crowds I've seen for WrestleMania in a long time.
So incredible.
Good.
And it helped that like the matches were good. Mm-hmm. And I think the crowd got even better after the Hardy Boys. Once the Hardy Boys came in, the crowd was incredible all night.
Just wait for the crowd tonight. It's going to be nuts. Especially in a building where the sound doesn't escape.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be fire.
It's going to explode.
Hey, Ethan's on his way. He should be here like right now.
Oh, sweet.
We're going to have to share a mic though. Okay. So let's just continue with it. The non-sanctioned match. Are you going to share a mic with him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So the non-sanctioned match between Seth Rollins and Triple H. Seth Rollins picking up the W. Triple H 2 years in a row trying to put over guys.
Yeah. Good stuff too.
Good match.
The entrance from the beginning of the entrances to the very end of the match, it was amazing.
Seth Rollins' entrance was incredible, and the bike was
with the police escort.
So cool.
Stephanie's got her leather digs on.
Oh my gosh, that has been WrestleMania in a nutshell for me. It's just
oh gosh,
just so good. So many and I know Triple H is a veteran and he's one of the best of all time, but to see him continually work that knee over all night. And
almost too much. The match started a little slow.
I know.
I'll admit that, but it picked up towards the end.
You know it's a good match when you're grimacing and you're like, oh, don't do that anymore. Yeah. Like when he was putting the chair in between the knee.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's that thing where he gets on the top? Like he has the guy on the top, but he flips, or Seth flips over
it's
him.
the sunset flip from the top. Yeah.
Yeah. He did that and he hurt his knee. I was like,
and
oh man,
that was a good storytelling part too.
Yeah. So I mean, Seth Rollins picked up the win against Triple H.
It ended just like Triple H's match last year did, where Stephanie takes an accidental move and then Triple H.
And what about Stephanie taking that table bomb?
Good for her.
Holy cow,
dude, she's tough, man.
I love Stephanie. Like she has her moments as the commissioner, but yeah, I don't know. That entire family puts their bodies on the line for that company.
Oh yeah, even Linda.
Yeah, so I'm just curious to see where Seth Rollins is going to go from here. Like if
to the moon,
he's gone. Because I don't see him challenging for the Universal Championship.
No, I'm expecting the draft to take place sooner than later.
Seth Rollins going to
trade.
SmackDown?
Yeah, well, because there's 2 authority feuds on both shows.
Right.
You easily switch both of them. And
That's true.
Both shows get better.
That's true. That's true. So, the next match was the Universal Championship match, right?
Was it?
No, it was the WWE Championship match, right?
Oh.
Randy Orton versus... And my beautiful son.
We're complete.
We are complete. We are the Four Corners podcast. Hey, you're going to have to share a mic with Damien. So hop on over there. Yeah.
Get up and close to him.
Hi, Ethan.
Get up close and personal with me, man.
We are... Oh, okay. All right.
Don't
Here
worry.
we are.
Technical
Four corners.
difficulties. Ethan, we are already through the majority of this. We just finished up with the non-sanctioned match. Give me your thoughts as WrestleMania as a whole.
As a whole, I loved it, honestly. From the very beginning to the kickoff show, it was good. The only thing I could really complain about is the Bray and Randy match,
Which we
gonna
are
get to that.
just about to talk about.
that?
So,
Okay.
Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Good match all the way through. Randy Orton wins.
Yeah, I just didn't like the outcome, really. I mean, it was a good match.
No, I love Randy,
Yeah.
but I wanted Bray to get his WrestleMania moment because after 3 years now, he's just, he's lost twice, and then he had that thing with The Rock last year.
3 times.
Three. He's
John
lost three.
Cena, Undertaker.
Oh,
and
three. Okay, so
thing with The
so
Rock.
for the past
And
4
I
years,
think,
he's-
Damien, you were saying last night, if they want Randy to have the belt, have Bray lose it tomorrow night on SmackDown.
Bray's a joke right now. Like, what?
I don't know what they're
what's
doing
the
with
But
that.
hold on,
It's
the
embarrassing.
the spot where the mat was lighted up with like maggots and earthworms and stuff.
And cockroaches.
That's what I'm talking.
Oh.
But yeah.
That was cool.
Oh, it was cool.
Why introduce
It
that
was
if
cool.
he's gonna lose?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if he's gonna lose, but
Why introduce this whole new part of his character, this whole new power of his, to have him lose because
Right.
of it? Because it was the cockroach spot where he did the thing, or he stands on his head or whatever, and then he got up and took an RKO. Why introduce something
I
so
don't
cool, so different,
get-
so new for him, just to have him lose because of it?
and it's not like that title needs someone like Randy Orton to elevate it.
Randy doesn't need, Randy's past that point of his career. He doesn't need a title at all.
He should be
He's won
boosting
more
the
than
younger
enough titles.
stars.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
Bray
could
sh-
rant about Randy for a long time.
I was gonna say
I'm not
Bray.
gonna go
Bray
on
should have
that.
held that title for
I
a
really
while.
hope he wins it back, either at the next pay-per-view or even on tomorrow on
I'll be.
SmackDown.
Tomorrow on
I mean,
SmackDown
I'll be
would be
happy, but
Maybe-
I'll still be
maybe-
mad.
Maybe he'll bring back, the Wyatt family to
Bring back Eric.
help him.
Where's Eric?
Yeah, I know.
Is he still hurt?
No, he's cleared, and he's been posting this cryptic stuff on Twitter, like all these videos, and they had the sheep come back the other
I
week.
don't know if I want Luke to come back though. I think
Luke is good
needs to
as
go
a
off
singles.
on his own.
Yeah,
I want Eric and Bo.
He's got the man bun.
Eric and Bo, yeah, bring Bo to
That's
SmackDown
bordering
and get him
fantasy
off Raw.
booking. I don't
Oh.
wanna jump there.
Dude, he's a jobber. Just bring
Yeah.
him over to SmackDown so he can actually do
He's growing the
something.
beard out, throw him in the family.
Wait, who?
Bo Dallas,
He's a part of the family.
They're brothers.
Bray's brother.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, the more you know.
Yeah, and he's growing out that
and
beard. dude.
IRS is their dad. There you go.
Oh,
Cool.
huh. I saw a Bray Wyatt interview and hearing him like speak out of character, but with the because he still speaks the exact
always
same
in character.
Yeah, he's always in character.
it's
That's the
really
best way to
cool.
explain it. Because that's just actually how he talks. It was kind of weird. But oh well. Yeah, not a cool finish. WWE. Good
I'm still
paper.
mad
Not
about it.
cool.
Good Mania, not a good finish. So then the next match we had on the card was the Universal Championship match between Brock Lesnar and Goldberg. Good?
It was perfect.
Good.
It was,
Yeah.
everything
It was
that
as
it needed
bad-
to be.
Excellent.
It was
Excellent.
exactly
It was as good as
how
it could
should
be.
have been.
Yes.
Exactly how it should have been. It should have
Exactly.
been a Goldberg getting some offense in, but Brock Lesnar absolutely destroying him and winning the belt.
And I know some people are mad that it's just like, oh, well, it's a German suplex and it's the jackhammer and it's the spear and the F5. Those are literally the only 4 moves. But I think when you have 2 powerhouses, like a punch isn't going to do it.
Yeah.
You should just go for it. And so I think that was the best that they could possibly do with the circumstances. And Brock wins. I was kind of worried there for a second.
The
Oh,
spear
I
through
was
the
very
barricade
worried.
scared me.
Yeah, the spear through the barricade.
I would have killed an average man, but not a bear,
Not a bear, not a beast.
not a beast.
Yeah, Brock got jackhammered, speared how many times?
At least 4, right?
I think so.
I think it was
Like
that.
between 3 and 4 because it was the first one at the beginning through the barricade, and I think again,
Goldberg took what, 2 F5s?
Two
I
F5s and
believe
like
there was-
11 suplexes.
Yeah.
I believe there was 7 finishers, if I remember correctly, from the
Yeah.
paper.
Oh, I
Something like
actually have the paper right here. I should be looking at it. Yeah, there were 6 finishers,
Oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah.
10 suplexes.
10 suplexes, 6.
That was
finishes.
crazy. Poor Goldberg.
Paul Goldberg from 0 bumps at all to 10
that,
German
yeah.
suplexes.
It is WrestleMania though. Like I would have been mad
Oh,
if
yeah.
he
I expected
if he
that from him.
performed any less. So, do you think is Goldberg just going to come on Raw and say he's done now? Like, what happens with that?
I heard an interview before WrestleMania where he said he's probably going to take a break after Mania to kind of just
Break.
I don't know
So
why
12
I don't know why
years?
he worded it the way he did, but just to kind of just reflect on his journey to where he's at now and kind of
What journey?
I don't know.
Squashing Kevin Owens in 20 seconds.
Hopefully if he comes back again, it's just on screen like a promo and then he can right after the sunset. Goodbye.
Right off into
But-
that's a good way
yeah.
to put it.
Get over
That's a good way to put it.
I could see him in the next 2 to 3 years being in the Hall of Fame. Maybe that top,
Yeah.
like the top guy. that
Maybe
they
even
put in.
next year.
No, I think someone else will be.
So
Oh, well,
Someone else should headline by
I was
themselves.
not headline. I don't think. Well, Goldberg will probably headline.
But
one.
he's WCW and Vince likes to hold grudges. So
That's true.
DDP didn't get the headline.
That is true. Oh well, we'll see.
Yep.
So the next match, the second to last match on the card, for whatever reason, the SmackDown Women's 6-Pack Championship match. Not terrible.
It was cool. It felt really rushed. Kind
It
of
did
like the
feel
ladder
rushed.
match did.
Yeah,
But
it did feel rushed.
It was good. All the cool entrances, all the cool, the new attires
Yeah.
for Mickey and Becky and all of them.
Naomi picked up the win in her hometown. Yeah.
There's really nothing else you can say.
No.
I mean, I really thought that there was going to be. I thought they were going to get the jobber entrances, where they all just started in the ring. They wouldn't even get, or like Alexa Bliss got an entrance, but I'm glad that they all 6 of them got.
Yeah, I am too.
entrances.
I am too.
And Naomi with the new submission finisher, with like
Yes.
the chicken wing.
Yes.
Oh,
deal.
that
was pretty
was
cool.
pretty cool. But wasn't it Alexa Bliss who tapped?
Yeah.
That made her.
I think
look
since it
Right.
wasn't,
That-
I think
that's
since
my
it
main-
wasn't
Should've
an
been like-
elimination, because it was an elimination at one point. I could have swore it was.
I don't know.
But if you're gonna have that, don't. It makes Naomi look good.
I'm okay with Naomi winning, but she could have submitted Carmella or Natalia,
I was gonna say someone, even Becky, like
Becky, Mickey,
Yeah.
any of them could have tapped. But
Right.
why did it have to be the champ?
because I'm assuming that Naomi and Alexa are gonna feud again.
Have
Well,
to.
in order to do that, it would have been better to just say, "Hey, you didn't beat me, so now
Right.
I get a rematch." But no, they had to tap her out instead.
Right.
I don't know.
There's not much to say.
It's gonna continue.
But we get to the main events of the show. Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Roman Reigns picks up the win. It turned into a no DQ match, which messed up my...
As the entrances were going on.
as the entrances were going on, which really messed up my outcome that I thought was going to happen. Roman Reigns picks up the win clean against The Undertaker
With that momentum spear, the big.
with
momentum
that
spear.
big
Bouncing
momentum
off the ropes
spear.
3 times.
I mean, I like how it took many spears and many Superman punches, but I don't know. And I know that Roman's character is like a twinge of heel all the time, but like I felt like last night was he was running out of the ring like a coward, like the Miz does.
There's a difference between Miz and Roman.
I know shut up.
Miz is good. Roman's not.
Roman is good. He's just bad booking.
Bad character.
Bad character. But like, for example, The Undertaker used a chair and it didn't make him heel. The way Roman used the chair shot after chair shot, and then turning it and like jabbing him with it. That's what heels do. He was disrespecting The Undertaker all night.
But-
Why?
Yeah.
Why not? I don't know. I guess that's why I
because-
don't get paid to do creative, but
See, my feeling, I didn't want Roman to beat him at all, heel or not, just because I don't think he needed the rub to beat Taker. Because I was fine with everything in the match, all the spots, everything, the way it ended, all of it was great. But it should have been anybody else, anybody that hasn't gotten that kind of big fight, big main event rub yet. Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, any of those guys that are still trying to make their names. But Roman took Brock to his limit at 31, beat Triple H clean as a whistle at 32 for the championship.
right.
He doesn't need to keep going over all these big guys.
Like,
I think if they were going to turn him heel,
What does he have to prove?
I think if they were going to turn him heel, they needed the rub against the Undertaker, the ultimate.
Not turning.
He's not.
I'm saying
He's going to get booed tonight, and then next week they're going to be somewhere, Corpus Christi, Texas, somewhere where all the fans are going to be a bunch of the casuals that are just going to cheer on the guy that Vince tells him to, just the way he likes it.
And unfortunately, it looks like that was Undertaker's last match. I'm still I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
That was the best way for him to go, though.
That was such an emotional, I don't know, just such an emotional moment. I figured it was going to happen, but it just hit. It hit hard. That was way harder to see than him against Brock when he actually lost the streak. So Undertaker has his moment, and I think it's safe to assume that this is 100% his last match because he broke kayfabe.
Yes.
One person who will
kiss Michelle.
One person who will never ever break kayfabe.
Yeah.
And
Half the time he didn't show up to the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Right.
He does not break.
Right. The only
but he
other
did.
time I can think of him breaking kayfabe was at Ric Flair's retirement ceremony.
Yeah, but even that, it was like
even then, it was still in
still in
character.
character,
Yeah.
Has his moment, drops his gloves. I thought he was just going to leave his gloves, but he left his jacket and his hat.
Did you guys see that whenever they're like dismantling the ring and everything, they kept it there?
Yeah.
That's
really
respect.
It's iconic.
I don't know.
And he sunk back into the ground.
Sunk back
where
into
he
the-
came from. At that
unknown.
that was perfect.
with the
And I
fist
know
in the
that,
air.
and I know that, like, that's a long walk, but still, like, that was
It was poetic.
very poetic. Best way to put it was poetic. It's gonna be weird seeing WrestleMania without Undertaker next year.
Do you guys think he's gonna show up on Raw?
I don't know. I don't think Undertaker is someone like a Ric Flair who will keep on coming back. I think
no,
once
I
Under.
think
Did you guys see that quote that has been circulating around the internet recently?
Which one?
After that, it's just talking about how he knows he's done. He said basically, he knows he's done when like there's a guy in the crowd with his son, and he's like, "Look, son, that's the Undertaker. I wish you could have seen him then."
Yeah.
And he wanted people in the locker room to be able to be honest with him and say, "Hey, Taker, it's time to give it up." And I know Taker is someone who wants to go out on his back because he's old school.
Which is why I really, really, really believe that that's the end. Because if he's gonna have a last match, he's gonna have it going down losing. I
don't know. Now I really think they are going to do Roman versus Brock, streak versus streak kind of deal.
I saw a really good, someone pointed out, I forget online somewhere, but they literally gave Roman Undertaker's career in every sense because he lost to Brock just for the sake of making Brock the super beast to eventually put over a young guy because Brock has more prime in his career left. And then they had Roman beat him and end his career at WrestleMania as well. So it's like everything that made The Undertaker who he was, his streak, his phenom character, his persona, everything is now Roman's. He took it all from him, and now he retires. It's crazy.
And I think it's probably fitting to have him be headlining WrestleMania or headlining the Hall of Fame where he lost his streak at. So
well, let's hope they do that.
Very somber. Very, very somber.
The silence is real.
That was WrestleMania 33.
Raw tonight.
Raw tonight, yeah.
Raw for Mania, let's go.
Try to get out of that somber mood. WrestleMania 33 was good. One of my favorite WrestleManias I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Ever.
It was good. From start to finish.
Yeah,
Even the
my
kickoff show.
from kickoff show to finish, from the very beginning of the kickoff show to the fading black. That was the Undertaker. Incredible.
I think that's my 7th watching now as a fan, and that's definitely one of my favorites besides 30 and probably 28.
I think it's even better than 30 though.
As a Daniel Bryan guy,
I know, but
I have a hard time with that. But
I think as a whole, like
yeah.
From quality matches, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can even, like,
Yes.
Usually I can pick out like one of my favorite matches from each show, but this one I can't pick out one of my favorite
No,
matches.
yeah,
They're
that's what
all
I was
really
looking
good.
through, and I was like, which one was my favorite? And I just like, I couldn't come up with one. I can't come up with one. And there were, like we were discussing earlier before you got here, there weren't bad matches on the card.
And I mean, even the women's matches were.
They were still
great.
good. Yeah, they were still good. Yeah.
Good stuff.
WrestleMania 33.
We did it.
New season.
We did it. All right, so that was this episode of the Four Corners podcast, the little special episode that we were going to do for WrestleMania. Be sure to stay tuned in the next couple days for our after Mania shows. Follow us everywhere on social media, on Twitter at Four Corners Pod, YouTube, since we got a YouTube channel and we talked about the video, Four Corners Podcast on there. And we hope to see you in the next couple days. Bye-bye.